Hello and welcome everybody. I'm so glad you could join me today. Today we're going to talk about a program, a software that is not just for music educators. In fact, it can be used pretty much with any educator that uses a computer and a projector. Okay, and this is called Classroom Screen. Now, Classroom Screen is essentially what it sounds like. It's a screen and it has the ability to have different functions. So we're going to keep this really simple. I'm going to be straight to the point. It is free. There are more options and functionality if you actually sign up for a pro account. But the cool thing is it's only $30 for an entire year. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use it. So first, we have what's called the My Screens page. My Screens page is what is your background? What is something you want your students to see on the screen? You can upload things, you can personalize it. You can also add different things like a poll, or you can make a specific group. So say you have a class and you want to make that a group, you can do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and select a screen, press plus screen. I'm going to add this to a new selection, and we're going to go ahead and go with this Statue of Liberty screen. So I'm going to go ahead and open this guy. Okay, so we have a nice little simple background, beautiful pictures in HD, and then we have all these little buttons and icons at the bottom here, and they all do different things. And some of them you may want to use, some of them you may not. You can also save screens with the paid version. I don't think you can with the actual paid, but check it out. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. We're going to start with this first button here. It's the background screen. Now, obviously, this sounds like it's something you can use for your background, and you can change different pictures. You can upload yours. You can delete them. You can even have animated pictures, and we'll show you that as it uploads here. Okay, so for instance, we have the pyramids, and we have the moon, and all kinds of things. You can put your own face. You can also add things that are animated. For instance, let me click this one. This is a campfire here, and it's not obtrusive. It doesn't distract too much, but it's kind of a nice. It breaks the mold from being static. Okay, so that is the background. The next one is the random name picker. So say you create a group, okay, and in fact you can make a list, and this is where that group maker we saw in the back end you can use. So for right now, for the sake of student security and student privacy, I'm not going to go ahead and select this. However, it gives you the option to choose different names. You can also add different numbers or categories or things like that. So it doesn't have to be just names. So right now, I'm just going to go ahead and just put an A, then I'm going to add B, I'm going to see C. Okay, so just so we can demonstrate. So I'm going to choose ABC. And so now, if I press the button that says choose, it's going to spin through it. And mind you, we only have 3 selections. So now I chose A. I'm going to do it again. And it randomly selects to C this time. So it's a very simple demonstration, but the concept's the same. So it could be topics, students, all kinds of things. Be aware that some school districts may not allow you to use actual names, especially when you're putting them in front of other students. So just FYI, or at least maybe the full name. All right, we're going to go to the second icon or widget, and that is the dice. And you have 3 die right here. I'm going to go ahead and pull this guy up. You just select it. Okay, and you have the choice of either 1, 2, or 3. So maybe you're playing a game, or maybe you're doing some other event where you need to roll. This is another option. Okay, it's kind of neat. All right, so I'm going to take this off. This next one is called the sound level, and this is something teachers have been asking for a long time. So say you have a somewhat loud class. You can actually monitor your students by putting this sound level widget on. So there's a sensitivity. Right now it's at level 3, and then you have max noise. You notice it's picking up my talking different levels, so I could change the sensitivity. So I'm going to put it at 1 right now, and it's not picking up nearly as much. But say you really just don't want anybody talking, you can go ahead and put it right here for sensitivity. You also say it reaches the red and it's really high. You can also put a reminder bell. So I'm going to talk a little bit so that it gets into the red. In fact, let me add the sensitivity and see if it rings. So talk, 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 talk. And sometimes it may not be, there we go, there's the bell. So it's just a subtle reminder. We're going to take that off just now, but it is a great tool for monitoring students. All right, our next one is awesome. This is the media tool. And by the way, you can put more than one of these up there at a time. Okay, so you bring this widget over here and you can do a webcam. You can embed certain websites or anything that's embeddable, maybe something from Google Docs. You can put an image, or you can even show like a movie on YouTube or some kind of how-to tutorial. This one's great. Okay, so we're gonna just kind of put this to the side, and then you can have a QR code. So say you want to have a website, or maybe you just want everybody to have access to this actual screen. Well, you can put in the link. It's as simple as putting in a link and having them take a picture of the QR code. Very exciting. Okay, now there's the draw feature. I don't use this one as much. I'm a band director, so this is not necessarily what I do, but you know, for some of you, this could be something that would interest you. So I can do a little drawing, maybe put in straight lines, you know, whatever you feel like doing. So that is an option. And you, by the way, you can make these screens smaller, bigger. You can move them around. They're great. Now, if you're like most teachers, you want to put an agenda on the board. On the projector, right here in screen, classroom screen, you can literally type in your agenda. You can copy paste, you can change it for each class. So you can do something like that. You can add links. It's really, really great. Okay, so next we have work symbols. Okay, so I'm gonna click this. Looks like a guy talking almost. And it's gonna pop up, here we go. All right, so this is a symbol to your students that, okay, it's quiet time. So we have the quiet symbol. This is the whisper time. This is the ask a neighbor time. Or you can have the full-on work together discussion, okay? So this is a great tool just for the visual effect. Also for the visual effect, we have the traffic light. Sometimes teachers do different activities where they go to different stations. And so you can say, okay, it's time to move, okay? You need to stay put. There's different ways you can interpret the traffic light. Next one, this is one I use all the time. It is called the timer, the timer. Okay, so you have this timer, and there's a neat little feature to this. So you can change the time. I took away all the time, so that's why you heard that. At the end of the timer, it does a little jingle, but you can change that. So for instance, say I wanted to change the jingle to something more like, I don't know, something game-like, right? You can add something the kids can relate to. Okay, another option you have is a stopwatch. So say you need a timer, you're gonna work in a station for like a minute. Okay, well, all you gotta do is start the timer, and, or actually, well, it's a stopwatch, so it goes in reverse. So we got the timer here, and then we have the stopwatch here. So this counts down, this counts forward. I guess I should have made that clear, but now I have. All right, and we have two more things. We have the normal clock, okay, if you're writing passes. Also, if you're struggling, you notice how I have all these widgets up and I don't have a lot of space. Well, again, we mentioned that you can close things up. I can actually drag this over and say I just want the actual physical clock, or I want just the physical numbers. Now, you can also change it to 12-hour time, or you can change it to 24-hour time, okay? So 12-hour, 24-hour. And you can change the colors too. You don't have to have green. You can have, if you click settings here, You can change them to red. So let's try red. And here's red. So you can do that to anything that has this color scheme. And finally, again, great for when you're writing passes and just all kinds of things, you have a calendar. And I can minimize that and say I want all of this for, say, my first period, right? Okay, we'll give this screen a name. So first period, all I gotta do, if you have the paid version, you can use the save function. You just press save screen, and it will save it in your backend. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to the backend. Okay, and I just wanna introduce real quick the polls. So say you need a quick poll to give to your students. You go ahead and press poll, and you can choose the type of question. It can be true, false, multiple choice. It can even be smiley faces. I know younger kids respond to this better. Okay, then you can ask your question. So, what type of day are you having? What type of day are you having? It's relevant to post-COVID/COVID time period. Okay, and I'm gonna keep with the happy faces. Happy faces, sad faces, you know, different levels of it. I'm gonna keep it really simple, either good day or bad day. Okay, can you make it visible to everybody or not? You can do a pie chart to kind of see what the results are like. So I'm gonna go ahead and just press ready. And then now, students can join with this code after they go to the joincrs.com. Okay, so they go to that website. You can, by the way, you can QR code that website, add the code, and then they answer. Okay, so say they're happy face. They had a great day. Okay, right now I believe it is not the pie chart. So you can see instantly what kind of results you're getting. Great, I use it all the time. I think it's really good no matter what you really teach. So that's all I'm gonna go over today. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, ask a question. I'd be happy to help you. All right, guys, have a great day. See ya.